This exhibition is titled The Museum Body, and it's a participatory project where employees of the Carter Museum, and as well as the Museum of Modern Art in New York City, have donated their work clothes. It's kind of an examination of like the invisible labor behind people who work in museums. Here at the Carter, there were almost 50 individual contributors. That makes up almost half of the staff. Each person was charged to think of a clothing that they associate with their workplace. Sometimes it's, a staff shirt. Sometimes it's something really incredibly personal and meaningful, and there's those stories really embedded in each object. This project is a revisiting project that I did. It was the first museum exhibition I did in 2004 from MoMA back in New York. And so I recontextualized it. We brought them up to the Carter walls. But the Carter installation and juxtaposed with that is both integrated, but they're embedded and taped directly on the walls because these are the current employees and they're really part of this institution. In my studio, it's an incredibly labor-intensive process. So I have these incredible, dedicated assistants and interns who work with me. And we've spent months, really starching these clothes flat, photographing them, trimming them, and then we did a whole design of each of the placement of these pieces.
This has been a really wonderful process. We've been very fortunate here at the Carter to work with really generous artists whose work speaks for itself, but who are also just deeply invested in getting to know the place, getting to understand the Carter, and Shin is no exception. This was a meticulously planned installation because this space is really a place that everybody passes through as they navigate the museum. Having something that's joyful, full of motion, full of energy, sets the tone for their experience of the rest of the museum. I considered it my mission to marshal together the staff of the Carter and to inspire them to give donations of their clothing. And so it was interesting to see how people reacted to the call. Knowing that this project was coming to fruition, I started thinking about what I would donate. And pretty much every single photograph of me giving a tour was wearing the same dress. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna go in this Shin show. But it just so happened that at that time my mom entered hospice. And I knew I needed something to wear should the worst case scenario happen. And so that's what I chose to wear. And I figured my parents were very passionate about the arts. And I figured this is a fitting tribute to retire this jersey onto the wall, to have it be treated in the hands of a world-class artist, and to have it become a work of art.
I bring myself to a place and have conversations. So I do think about how each person matters, each shape matters, imagining this whole architecture transformed by the beauty of the people who work here.